Hello, I think everything is up. Let me double check real quick here. Let me see. I don't want to mess up the audio like I did last time. I thought it was on last time, but apparently it was not. Alright, I think we're up. Let me check if I can hear myself. Okay, cool. Audio is up. We should be good. So, we're back today. I'm going to do another larger sculpture, probably. Hopefully I can finish it. I'm very tired today. But I've been wanting to do, I love bears and cats, and I love making them into little adventurers and slowly anthropomorphizing them. And I had an idea for like a little potions panda, so I have his eyes selected. Couldn't find, I wanted yellow, but I couldn't find any, so we're going with purple. And then I have little glass bottles. I will fill these with some resin. I'm thinking about having him like pour them, kind of like that, but we'll see. And I want to do like some little goggles on his head, maybe. I'm not sure for the clothing yet, but that's kind of the concept we're going with, a cute little panda bear doing stuff with little potion bottles. So I'm going to go ahead and start our, oh, give me 1 second. Okay, to move my thing out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and start making the base of the sculpture. And we always do that with aluminum foil, and I know that's a little loud, so sorry about the noise. Alright. I think that's decent enough for our base. Let me see. Might need to be a little bigger. I'm gonna make it a little bigger, but that's almost what I need here for the base. Also, I am going to have him sitting down just because whenever you have creatures that don't have tails, I can't make like a three-legged kind of stool pattern. So I can balance them on 2 feet, but then I have to do the wire frames, and it's more of a pain. So we're going to do sitting down with his feet in the air. Again, I'm not sure what I'm doing for like the clothing and stuff yet, but I'll just kind of make it up as I go. I'll go ahead and get here. And then we'll do another one on the body, and then we'll be good for the base. There we go. So this is the base we'll be sculpting over. And as always, I have pre-prepped some clay pieces here because my my rolling pin's a little bit loud and noisy, and rolling clay out is just time consuming and not terribly entertaining. So we're gonna flex these a bit, make them a little thinner. And we'll start covering this to get a nice base to work on our little panda bear. Okay. Let me pull up Okay. Alright. Just pulling up some reference photos here. And this doesn't have to be terribly smooth because we're going to be sculpting over it and stuff. This is just the initial form that we're going with. But yeah, I always loved animal characters. That's why I wanted to do a whole series with different animals as like little adventures and different clothing and stuff. Because as a kid, even as an adult, one of my favorite book series is Redwall. And I don't know why I've always gravitated towards stories that have like anthropomorphic characters. I also recently read the book that the cartoon The Secrets of NIMH was based on. So it's Miss Frisbee and the Rats of NIMH. It's a really good book. But yeah, I love that story. I tend to like stories like that. I'm not sure why they appeal to me so much. But yeah, that's why I love making little animal characters. Let's take a little piece of this. And... I will be yawning probably most of this video. I worked overtime this week, so I'm very tired. Yeah. But yeah, I think my favorite animals probably are cats and bears. I recently found a bunch of cute little animals. Like, I didn't know something called a mouse deer existed, but it's like the cutest little thing. I kind of want to make one of those, or maybe like a fennec fox. Those are really cute too. I think they'd make really cute little characters. I should have brought my Halloween mouse up here to kind of show off what I do most of the time, because I know my last sculpture when I did the otter, I ended up having to delete the painting video because it was just so scuffed and messed up. I couldn't keep it. I still have the figurine. I didn't save the work and video on it because I was trying to stream here and on TikTok, and my internet was not having it, so between that and things breaking, I was not having a good day. So hopefully, I do want to try. I think I've fixed the problem, so I want to try again. I'll probably be doing this on TikTok and YouTube very soon again. I don't know if I'm doing it next week or not. I might, but I will make sure to record the video as well so that it won't get too messed up and we won't lose any content, so I can always do my edited videos if need be. But I really do want to. I really don't have much of a following on YouTube. I'd much rather use the TikTok side. I just don't like the way that TikTok is set up for streaming. And then I still have, obviously there's no music, I still have the issue I need to find music that is copyright free for both and also free to use, because I can't afford to buy more stuff for my business. Because I'm not really making any money off of this side of it, at least. I'm just doing the social media side for fun at the moment. Oh. So I cannot justify the expense. I can buy art supplies because I do sell things, but I can't justify the expense unless somebody becomes very interested in watching me. Let me roll this a little thinner. I haven't thought about trying Twitch, but I might. I tend to not use Twitch because my phone hates Twitch, and I have a hard time watching stuff on Twitch myself. It likes to crash sometimes, or make my phone crash, which TikTok makes my phone crash sometimes too, so. smooth this out a bit. Okay, almost there. Just gotta cover the back here. Yeah, I didn't roll these out quite thin enough. I should have rolled them thinner. Let me grab my finger. I did add some foam pads to this, so there'll be less of the sound, hopefully, traveling through the microphone. But because I talk way too softly. When I changed a bunch of the microphone settings, I accidentally canceled out my own voice. Partially because I don't know what I'm doing, and partially because I really do talk too softly, so I can't even use like the suggested settings on there for voice stuff. Alright, that here. We're getting there. Okay. Yeah, I can probably make one or two more sculptures this size, and then I'll have to, well, probably one more. I'll have to stop and do smaller stuff, just because I need to keep the rest of the clay for like dice and things, so we might do those on video. But I like doing the bigger sculptures, to be honest. They're more fun. Blend this clay in. Yeah. Alright. Almost. Now we just gotta smooth out this little base here, and then I'll start doing the legs. Or I could also place the eyes. I gotta shape the face as well. Eh. Oh. Okay. Using the side of the table here a little bit to smooth things out. All right. Okay. All right. Let me see. I feel like the mouth and the nose here. All right. Get a little bit of the head shape started. And then, I mean, I guess I don't need to do the legs just yet. It would actually probably get in the way. I was thinking so I could set them on the table easier, but might actually be kind of annoying. So, all right. This will take these pieces and smooth out the edges a bit so that they're easy to blend. Put this one here. There. Alright, so now we're gonna do the eyes, which should go here and here. Okay, not quite big enough. Okay. Starting to look like something. Doesn't look like something yet, but we're starting to look like something. Alright. Hold on, let me do this properly. Thin the edges a lot. Alright. Turn the head down a little bit. Catch up the spot I just broke by doing that. Okay. Alright, let me look at what a panda bear nose looks like. I mean, we could do cutesy or we could do more realistic. Let's see. Okay. That's too much clay. Alright. It's a little bit heart-shaped. Like that. And then, let's see. There we go. You guys' nose now. little nose. Okay. His nose is like actually kind of heart shaped. And then I think we might need to make this stick out a bit more. Let me grab this one. Alright, smooth this out some more. There we go. Let's turn his head sideways slightly like this. So we want him to be looking down. And I want to try to achieve a little bit of expression here. So let me fix the clay here that we just messed up again. Alright. Let's see. If I can do this correctly. Oops. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Yeah, I wanted him to be kind of squinting at what he's looking at. Because I thought that would be cute. Kind of funny. So, put this in here a bit. go. Alright, I'm gonna do a little bit of an eyelid on the other side just to make it look normal. But we're gonna make sure that side of the eye is very raised. Cock his head more sideways. Okay. Alright, and then we'll do a little bit of an eyelid at the base of this left eye. I think he's coming along, looking very cute. I always get nervous because whenever I sculpt an animal or a thing that I haven't done very much of, I always worry that I'm just gonna ruin it. Because I don't think I've sculpted that many bears. As much as I love bears, I haven't actually done that. I don't think I've done a large sculpture of a bear before. I've done little cutesy tiny ones of like teddy bears and stuff, but I've never attempted something more along this line. Alright. So this is the head we have for now. I'll kind of twist his mouth a little bit to make it look like he's thinking really hard about whatever he's doing. Which I intend to have him pouring one potion into another bottle. 2 bottles into each other. Alright. So he's got his slightly focused and confused look. Alright, now we're going to do... what should I do next? Let me... Alright. Let's see, I guess we should do the legs next. Should I? I might need to wrap these around aluminum foil just so I'm not wasting tons of clay and also so that it bakes properly. Let's try rolling this a lot thinner. we go. And I'll have to double check Bear Paws too if I don't give him shoes, because they have a very different pattern than like cat ones that I'm used to doing, cats and dogs. Because I think cats and dogs have like the dew claw on the back. That's like the fifth digit, if you will. Whereas bears, I believe, have them all in a row. So I'm gonna have to double check that, but I believe that is how they're laid out, and they're shaped a little differently. Now I do know I wanted to give him some goggles to go on his forehead. I have some little beads I'm going to use for that here in a second. Some glass marbles. They're kind of small, but I want them to be like those raised, like steampunk, like you've ever seen like the jeweler's magnifying glasses where they're super tiny on one end? That's kind of the look I want to go for with these goggles. So they should be about the right size. There we go. Attach this leg. Guess I probably should add a bit more clay up here. Like so. Yeah, and then once we get him successfully seated, I will do the ears. And then we'll start doing the fun details like the clothing and the goggles and stuff. But I gotta figure out how his, I'm probably gonna do the clothing first, I guess, because his arms are gonna be a pain otherwise, because he's gonna have the potion bottles that we need to do, and I don't want them to get in the way of sculpting anything else. Okay, now let's... There's 1 foot, or the base of 1 foot. It still doesn't look right. That's fine. The base of 1 paw. And bears have kind of big paws, so I want to flatten this out a little bit. Plus, if we add the little toe pads, it'll get a lot thicker. So, all right, we got 1 paw. Make this thinner. All right, let's do the next one. Here, let me move him back a little bit. Move this a little thinner. Ah, no. Okay, he's fine. All right. Let's see. This looks about right. Looks fine from the front. Okay. Sorry, I know I pulled it out of frame there. I need to work on that. I have such a bad habit of doing that. I'm just used to working with everything directly in front of my face. And I can't do that with a camera. There we go. I mean, I guess I could get a GoPro, but then it would move all the time, and that would be super motion sickness simulator for everyone, so that would be a bad idea. Okay. Okay. All right. That's what we've got so far. Okay, put this back on a little bit. I think, could go ahead and do his ears and his goggles, but yeah, I think we'll do that. I want to do, should probably do the ears first. Maybe a little bit more to each of those. Okay. Okay, let me a little bit like that. There we go. Is that right? No, I think it needs to be further up. There we go. Right there. That's where they need to be. Sometimes it takes me a second to figure out where certain pieces need to go, especially the ears. It's like with animals, because it's like they can go a little higher, a little lower. It very much affects the appearance, even if it's only a fractional difference. It's kind of like eyes. Eyes are super important to every art piece, figurine, sculpture. If you get the eyes wrong, it's just really bad. Okay. Here we go. I should probably start naming these things, these characters that I like making. It'd be kind of fun. Alright. I should sculpt more bears. I love bears. They're so cute. So I've done lots of cute little tiny ones, but I just really, I don't think, I do lots of bear paintings, but I don't think I've ever done a large bear sculpture before. I've done cats quite a few times. One of my favorite ones got broken. My real life cats destroyed my cat figurine. Still have all the pieces though, so I'm like gonna try to put it back together and see if I can salvage it, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if it's gonna work, so I haven't had the heart to look at it. I just keep putting it in the bag in the corner and just like, I'll fix it. I can fix it, and then I never do. Because I don't want to try and then find out that it's completely ruined. It was an orange tabby figurine I had done that I was so fond of. And my gray tabby destroyed it. Alright. Here we go. We got some of his face done. Alright. Let's go ahead and start on the goggles. I'm going to kind of have them go under his ears because I feel like with the way the bear's ears are positioned, if they were wearing goggles, they would go under the ears as opposed to over, because I think, yeah, because over the ears wouldn't work. So they have to go under. Yeah, I was reasoning that in my head, and now looking at it, it's like, oh yeah, it would not go on top. It would look like a crown if it went on top. That would be weird. I think I might give him some little ruffles of fur too on his forehead. See, we're about an hour. That's pretty good. We've gotten all the base stuff done in about an hour, except the hands. Alright, now we're going to, we made a long strand here. We're going to smooth it out. Okay, we're going to smooth this out a bit so we get enough for a band for his head. Alright. Well, it's not quite long enough. Yeah, let me stick him like this so you can actually see him while I work. Alright. Smooth it a bit more. Okay. Biggest issue is getting this to be even. It does not want to be even. Yeah. Okay. So let's cut this here. Overlap that a bit to hopefully fix it. Alright. this end here, and then straighten the edges with a knife. Okay. Alright, now we gotta do the other edge, straighten that a bit. So, and then we'll have at least the band done for the goggles. Okay. Alright. Let's see if we can fit this all the way around his head. Like he's just taking his goggles off for a moment. I think we're a little bit short. Okay, that's fine. I can probably smooth this out. Stretch. Come on. A little bit further. A little bit further. There we go. Alright, we got the band now for the goggles. Okay. Now, I'm trying to think about the design for this because I want it to look very steampunk-ish. And I also want it to look like those jewelers, what are they called? Like the jeweler's magnifying goggle things that they always hold up. I don't know why I think those things look cool, but I want it to look like that. Now let's divide this evenly. See, his eyes are here, so the goggles need to be here and here. Oh, yeah. Alright. So roll this into an even piece. It needs to be the size. Okay, that's a good size. Let's flatten it out a bit, and then we'll cut it in probably in half, I think will work. Okay. A little bit messed up, but that should work. Be easier if I had cookie cutters. I really should get some small round cookie cutters. That would be very handy. And square ones. Okay. So let's cut the edges on this just to make it more even. Let's see. Yeah, and those are large enough. Okay. Roll it a bit to hide the lines. Alright, so this is the base of the first one. Put that right there. Alright, now we're going to cut the edges of this one just enough so that the edges are flat and sharp. Make it roughly the same size. There we go. Alright, so we got the base of the goggles on his head now. And we've got to do the second circle because I want this to be raised. So we're going to do this again, but slightly smaller. And then we'll, yeah. I think, I don't know, maybe I should do 3 layers of... I'm not sure if I should do 3 layers of the, like, the metal goggle pieces or just 2. I might do just 2 and then put little, like, screws around the edges. That might look good. Okay, now we're going to cut this down the middle. Clay is very hard to cut without deforming it. Alright. Not quite. There we go. Alright, let's cut the edges on this a little bit. And I will indent just a bit to make room for these pieces, which are going to be the lenses. Alright, so we're going to cut the edges a bit. To make them nice and even and sharp for the metal pieces. And I might do some bubbled texture on this as well to kind of make it look like beaten metal. I don't know. Sometimes that looks cool, sometimes it doesn't. But we'll see. There we go. Push this in here. Let me go ahead and see if I can get this to stick. And then we'll do the second layer around this little bubble, little marble, to make them look more like a lens and less like a marble. Okay, now we gotta cut the edge on this one. Come on. There we go. Alright, let's do that. Now let's push this next one in a bit. A little bit more. Alright. So that's the base of the goggles. We're going to add more details, and I want to add a rim around the top here. Let me see something. Okay. All right. There we go. Yeah, and again, I'm going to add more detail because I don't want these to just look like a 3-layer cake at the moment. But I think this is decent just for the base shape of the goggles. Let's flatten this edge piece. Alright, now we got to do the next one. Okay. And then shape it around. There we go. We got the base of the goggles on. Okay. Trying to think if I should do details on these or if I should do more of the basic structure of the figurine. Hold on. Fix that. There we go. Because I've learned if you do too many details on some things, you'll accidentally smash them when you are working on the rest of the figurine. But let me see. Yeah, I think we'll leave it that for the moment. And I should probably start working on the shirt, which I'm thinking he's going to have a vest. I kind of want to give him a vest. We'll see how that works out here. Let me move him back. Grab my... See how thin I can get this. Needs to be thinner, a little bit thinner. The clothing tends to look better if you manage to pull the clay really, really thin. Alright, let me cut this into a square-ish shape. Because I kind of want him to be wearing like a red vest. I think that will contrast well because I'm going to do, he's a panda, so he's going to have black and white markings, and I feel like red, like a deep maroon or a burgundy red, would contrast well with that. So I kind of wanted to give him a vest that was red. Okay. This side is still thicker. Yeah, not nearly long enough. That's fine. Can roll it out some more. There we go. Let's see, is that long enough yet? Not quite. So a little bit too wide. All right. Not quite. A little bit thinner. Okay, that's long enough now, but it's too thick for the space we have. So we'll cut this off. Cut this off a little bit. All right. Flip it upside down here. Does that work better? No. Okay. And now we're going to shape it a little bit more rounded so that it actually goes around his body properly. Like that. There we go. It's a little bit too long now. There we go. Yeah, and I think we'll use the other long pieces to do a collar on the vest. So we'll do this and this. And then we'll put a little button right here so it looks like the vest is kind of being pulled, like it's tight. So you can see we got the start of a vest here. All right, we're going to do a little button. Okay. Let's put little holes in it. There we go. Got his vest with a singular button. Alright, now let me see if I can use this as a collar for the vest. Okay. Not quite. I did that a little bit too much. Should be more like that. Hold on, let me look up. I gotta look up vest real quick. Because I have an idea in mind of what it's supposed to look like, but I don't quite have it here. Let me look. Because I guess most vests really don't have collars. But I had an image in my head. Yeah, okay. I know what I'm going for now. So this, I don't quite have the color finished, that's the problem. Okay. I was thinking of like the fancy dress vests that have almost like the dress suit collars. So we'll give him not quite. Okay. There we go. Where's my other piece here? And then I just got to do it on the other side, then I can show you what it looks like. Yeah, I knew what I had in mind. I didn't know what to call it. Okay. Then we need this piece. There we go. That's kind of the collar type I was thinking of. Now let me, it's a little rough, I need to smooth it out a bit. Alright, now let me think. I think a lot of those vests have pockets too. Like a singular pocket right here on the right side. So we'll do that. And I almost want to make it look like it's corduroy or something. There we go. There we go. Now he's got a little pocket on his vest. Normally I don't do this many details right off the bat, but the problem is his arms are going to be in the way momentarily. So we have to do the vest first, or we can do the arms. Alright, now that we have that done, let's see, do I want to make it look like it's like a ribbed pattern almost? Let me see if I can, no, not that one, this one. I can do that. I think that'll look cool. That'll let me do a little bit different colors when I dry brush it without too much difficulty. So we're going to do this all the way around, just little faint lines. Doesn't really look like corduroy, but it gives it texture at the very least. Let's see, I should probably go ahead and do his tail here so that he's balanced. Alright, there we go. We added some texture to his little vest. And I think that looks pretty good for the vest. So now I'm gonna add his tail here, and then we're gonna do the I can't think today. The arms. We're gonna do the arms and figure out how we're gonna work out the potion bottle part of this. I want to have him pouring them into each other, like in front of his face, but we'll see if that'll work. Sometimes it may not, just with the positioning of his head, but I think I have it. I think it'll be all right. I think it'll work. Let's make his tail bigger. Yeah, and I don't think we're gonna do pants for him either. I think we'll just do extra details elsewhere. Okay, put his tail on. That way we can do lots of the fuzzy fur texture, which takes a while, but it looks cool. There we go. Now he's got a little tail. Alright. That makes him sit a little bit more sturdy. Alright. Let me grab some more clay. So far he's about 1.5 pounds of clay, I think. Maybe a little less. Something like that. Which is, it's a lot. That's a lot of clay. Alright. Okay, yeah, because I used up, he's not quite 1.5 pounds. He's close to it, because I used up about half of a block I already had open. And then I pulled this as the new one, and this is the last bit of the new one. So I may not be able to do too many more sculptures for a bit until I make sure, probably till next year, till I make sure everything's good. Just because I don't actually sell these. His arm shouldn't be this thick. I gotta make it thinner, but let me see. Yeah, because if it were this thick, we'd have to do either a frame in the center or the aluminum foil, because it's really not good to have clay this thick. It won't bake properly and then it'll crack. I just need it to be a little longer. A little bit more. I need more room to work. Okay. Alright, so we need to have hand on the bottle here. Let's pop the cork out here. Now the bottles, they are glass, so I could bake them in the oven with it, but I'm probably his arms are looking too big. Let me think how to make this look right. Yeah, I might not be able to have the bottles pouring into each other. That's what I wanted to do, but I think with the way he is being so chunky and little, it's not gonna work. Because his arms are gonna look way too big to make that happen. It's not bending at all. All right. Okay. Okay, I might be able to work it like that then. That might work. Okay. Just pull the collar up here because the arm's gonna have to go underneath. Move the arms forward just a little bit. But yeah, his head's gonna kind of be in the way. Let's move his feet out more sideways. Because then I can lower the arm like this, and then I think I can work it this way. And have the bottle there. Okay, we're gonna do that. Make the arm a little thinner. And again, it's okay if the texture's a bit lumpy. I'm going to be doing the fur texture onto this later, so it'll be fine. It won't be smoothed over actually, but it will look different. It will look correct. And I will probably see if I can slide these bottles out after they bake, just so that I can properly paint the figurine. There we go. His arm doesn't look too big. I think it's a little awkward. I could probably fix it if I made his feet stick out more, because then it would look less like he has giant arms. And I could move this arm forward a little bit, take some of the clay off, and move it forward a bit. It's the problem when you're doing cutesy stuff, is they tend to be very tiny and chubby and really messes up proportions. Okay. I'm gonna do like this. And then we're going to do a faint little rim of clay around the arm, so it looks like it's the armhole of the sleeve or whatever of the vest. That's the collar of the vest. There we go. Angle this bottle like this. Move it down a bit. Like so. Shorten the arm just a little bit. Alright, let me see if I can make this work with the other hand. I think it will. And that'll give us a little more room with this hand so we can raise it up a bit without it looking a little off. There we go. Alright, there's one hand. Now let's make the second one. Yeah, and I'm planning on actually having resin out like this so it'll look like they're pouring, two colors pouring together or something along those lines. I haven't decided what colors yet, but I'm probably going to use something sparkly. And I can use the UV resin to make a cool looking like stream of liquid between the two. But yeah, I was sketching this little guy at work and I was like, oh, I need to sculpt him. But I actually had trouble figuring out the bottle position with the sketch too, so it's not changed very much. Let's see. Like this. Yeah, so this can move back a little bit. This arm needs to be a little bigger to match the other one. All right. Alright, let's pop the cork out of this one. Alright, I may have to reinforce this one a bit to make it stay. Okay. There we go. I used, hopefully the toothpick is enough. If it's not, I may have to add supports when I bake it. Just a lot of times I honestly use utensils and things just to prop it under pieces so that they don't fall down in the oven, because we can't have his arm fall down. Come on, lift up collar. I need to put the arm under. There we go. There we go. Alright, we got the basic pouring stance here. Alright, now we gotta touch up everything that I just ruined while doing this. Let's see, if I have another toothpick, I can straighten his arm. But let me... Alright, let me go ahead and do the spot around the sleeve first, and then I'll try to fix the arm so it doesn't fall. I don't know what I did with my other toothpicks. I had a bunch. Alright, gonna put this here. And there we go. Put the collar down on the arm. Okay, well, I think I have more in here. Yes, I do. Okay. So we want the arm like this, so let's do like that. So that should help the arm stay steady and where I like it to be. I think I'm gonna remove this arm a little bit. I think it's too thick, and that's part of the issue. Whoops, it looks wrong because it's a little too thick. So we're gonna thin it up a bit and then put it back. Like so. Yeah, that looks better. It was definitely a bit too thick for the arm. Let me reattach it properly. There we go. Okay. There we go. You can see where we've gotten so far. You look pretty good. Alright, now the main thing is details. Lots of little details. Okay. So I think first off, I will do little screws on the goggles here. So that I think will look kind of cool. And then we'll do 2 over here. Like that. Alright, and then we'll take our little toothpick here and do little lines so it's like a flathead screwdriver. There we go. So now he's got some more details on the goggles. Alright. I think we should do probably the stitching pattern on this. So like little lines here to make it look like it's stitched. That usually looks kind of cool. Now let me put him sideways here so I can see. I feel like there should probably be a buckle on these goggles, this headband for the goggles. But I'm not sure if I want to put it on the side or on the back. There we go. So now we have stitching, if you can see the pattern. And then I think we'll do I'll do it like halfway on the back, so we'll do it like right behind this ear here. Make a little extra piece here so it looks like it's overlapping, almost like a belt. And then I'll do a little buckle. So let me cut the edges. So I'll have this. And then we'll do a little square buckle. Or we could do a rounded one. I don't know. I like square better. We'll do square. Alright, let's take this here. Alright, and then we need a little buckle piece, which, hold on, I think it goes this way. Yeah, I think it, okay. Pretty sure it goes this way. Alright. There we go. Now we have a little buckle on the side of his goggles. Alright. And I think, let me pull up an image of bear paws, because I'm going to do those, and then we'll try to do details on these paws a bit, and then I'll do the fur texture. So let me see. Okay, yeah, because they have, unlike cats, they have 5 toes. Let's see, we'll make these a little bit more squat and wide. Okay. Let's see how long. Oh, it's been almost 2 hours. It's not too bad for this, considering. Not too bad. I think the longest I've ever taken on a sculpture like this was like 5 hours. I wasn't recording it at the time, but it was like 5 hours. It was that cat one that got destroyed by my kitty cats. Alright. This here. And then we need 5 toes. Move it a little bit. Do that side toe, the little side toe, or the last one was like, I guess that would be the equivalent of the pinky toe, or the last one. Do that one. Alright, and we'll do the middle one. Okay. Okay, and then we gotta do the last little one. Yeah, and I'm not gonna do the claws probably. I'll just do little indentations, kind of like I do with cat paws typically. Which I know is not technically accurate because bear paws are not retractable. But I think if I did too accurate, it kind of ruined the cutesy look that he's got. So I'm gonna go for less realism on that. Okay. His toes are falling off. There you can see the paw patterns. Now I'm going to try to indent these a little bit, like so, to match where the toes would be. Just a little bit. And then take this larger, not that one, this one, smooth it out a bit. Yeah, I think if I did claws, it would make him look less cute. Alright, now I want to do little paw indentations here. Alright. There we go. Now we've got his basic paws done. And I think the final thing that we need to do is to create the fur pattern that he's going to have all over. But here's the basic look that he's got. So now I just have to do this for a really long time. Oh, and I forgot, I need his nose to be a little bubbled. Kind of like, I noticed dogs' noses, they have like a slightly, not bubbled, but like slightly little dimpled look to them. Very small little dimples, so I'm going to do that here real quick. Just a little bit. There we go. Now I get to make 20,000 little scratches that look like fur. Oh, that's right. I was thinking about giving him a little cute, like, fur tuft on his head. I might, hold on. I kind of want to do that. Almost forgot that I wanted to do that. There we go. Give him a little fur on his head. I might do another littler piece in the back here so it looks more natural. There we go. There we go. Now he's got a little curly Q on his head. I like that. Alright. Back to 20,000 little tiny fur scratches. I could also do them bigger, I suppose. Sometimes that looks right, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on what I'm doing. And I can also smooth up some of the arm join pieces here. Okay. Alright, I think that looks good for the ear. Might do little scratches. Yeah, and this part's incredibly boring and just very time consuming. Alright, almost done this arm. And when we finish this, we should be done with the figurine. And then I'll bake him in the oven. It usually takes 30 to 40 minutes. And then hopefully next week we can paint him. And I will have done in between, because I can't really do it on stream very well, but in between I will try to do, I need to fix that. I will try to do the resin for the potion bottles that he's got. Alright. The other thing too about this is you have to do little tiny short strokes, because if you do super long ones, they don't look right. Move them over here. Alright, almost done with the head. Well, I guess not really, because I have to do this part too. Almost done with the top part of the head. Yeah, and I always do this part last, because if I don't, I will accidentally smash all of the details out. And this is also the most boring part. Here we go. Okay, got the top of the head. Let's lean him forward just a little bit. And you have to be really careful, because it's very easy to destroy things you have made while trying to do this. Yeah, I think also I may have made the face a little too long, because he's a little more cat-like. Which is kind of silly, because bears actually have very long faces, but whenever you're doing cutesy versions, we always make bears' faces really short. But yeah, he definitely looks a bit more cat-like from the side for some reason. But I think it's recognizable enough that I'm not gonna redo it, but I do have a habit of everything looking slightly like cats. Except the cats, which usually look slightly like something else. Okay. Alright. Do this arm. So we've done his head. almost finished. Just gonna do the underside of the arm now. Oh yeah, and the other reason we have to remove the bottles is because if I don't, I won't be able to paint the underneath of the paws. And you can see them because the bottles are transparent. Okay, I think I got that. Now I'm just gonna lean him back, do this, roll this bottle out. Now I'll have to bake it with the bottles there just so that the arms are less likely to move and lose their shape. But they should move out of place pretty easy. Alright, we got the tummy. Now we got to do the side here and the paws. And then we're almost done. Whoops. To be a little more careful. Alright. Almost finished. Alright. Gotta do the back here. Let's lean forward a little, make this easier. Alright. Got one more leg to do, and then we're finished. Alright, move it over this side. Lean them back a little bit. Fairly straight. Okay. All right. I think we are finished. We hold them up here so you can see. Oh, I can see a spot I missed. Right there. Okay. We're almost finished. I missed a spot. All right. Now we're finished. And I say that and I keep doing this. But seriously, we are actually done. Except for little spots here and there. Okay. So we are finished. This is our final little panda bear with his potion bottles. Next week, hopefully, we can paint him. Let me turn him around so you can see the back. He's got a little buckle on the side of his thing. But I think he's pretty cute. I'm pretty happy with him. I'll have to come up with it. I need to start naming my figurines. But yeah, I think we're done for today. I think he's pretty good. I'll go bake him in a few minutes here. But we are finished for today for now. If you see this video, if you watched it all the way through, I greatly appreciate it. It does help me out quite a bit if you comment or interact in some way. But I think we're done for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you hopefully next week with the video, and then of course I'll do the shortened edited version. But that's all for today.